Today is a quick video to keep you fully up to date with crypto. We'll have a look at what's been going on, which includes more good news for XRP. I'm going to share with you the data I'll be using to take profits in 2025. I'll give you some of my content background and my zero fucks given approach to YouTube. And to finish off, we'll look at how really focusing on mindset can help you win in crypto. Global markets mixed with trade talks in focus. Global markets were mixed with trade tensions in focus as traders weighed tentative hopes for US-China talks. Asian stock markets closed higher and US stock futures rose after the tech-fueled slump on Wall Street on Wednesday, and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's warning about the challenging trade-offs faced by the US economy. Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company delivered another strong quarter of earnings, which may afford some relief amid fears about the outlook for the global chip industry. Meanwhile, the dollar rose a touch and treasury yields edged higher. Most European stock markets started slightly lower ahead of the European Central Bank's interest rate decision. The article goes on. Basically, there's still uncertainty because of trade talks, ongoing trade talks and tariffs. But for me, when you really look into it, it's all background noise. And it's all about global liquidity, which everyone keeps talking about. Why XRP could beat Dogecoin, Solana in ETF race and trigger a price surge. XRP remains one of the most popular coins in the market, with a cult-like community that has supported it for years. With the bullish sentiment surrounding it, the altcoin has performed quite well and continues to inspire support. The most recent developments for XRP have been the ETF filings that suggest it might be the next altcoin to get an SEC nod after Ethereum. The number of filings also puts it well ahead of investor favorites such as Solana and Dogecoin in the running for the next ETF approval. XRP ETF filings climbed to 10. XRP ETF filings have been coming out of the markets over the past year, especially with the approvals of Ethereum spot ETFs. These ETFs are expected to give institutional investors an official vehicle to get proper exposure to the market, as Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs have been done and dusted. Issuers have looked to other large cap altcoins to bring into the market. The next favourites on the list have been XRP, in addition to heavy hitters such as Solana, Dogecoin and Litecoin. However, in the race, XRP has clearly differentiated itself in terms of interest, boasting twice as many filings as any other altcoin. According to data from Cato Research, there are currently 10 XRP ETF filings pending approval or rejection from the SEC. In contrast, there are 5 Solana ETF filings, 3 Litecoin filings and 3 Dogecoin filings. As you can see, 10 XRP, 5 Solana, 3 Litecoin, 3 Doge, so on and so forth. Additionally, the SEC has acknowledged the XRP ETF filings from industry leaders such as Grayscale. There are also filings from ProShares, Franklin Templeton, Bitwise, 21 Shares, among others. However, BlackRock has not made a move to file for an XRP ETF, despite leading the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF campaigns. Nevertheless, the filings for XRP ETFs remain a big deal for the altcoin, and their approval could trigger another wave of price hikes. ETFs and the SEC battle conclusion. For many, the major hindrance to an SEC approval of an XRP ETF was the ongoing battle between the crypto firm and the regulator, which began in 2020. However, in March 2025, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse announced that the case was officially over. With this development, expectations that the regulator will look favourably upon an XRP ETF are high. If the ETFs are approved, even with a fraction of the Bitcoin ETF volumes, the XRP price is expected to explode in response, with some analysts predicting that the altcoin's price could rise to double digits. This is huge for XRP. So now we're going to move on to data to help me with my cash out strategy, and I'll be using this data to take profits incrementally over the next few months. As I said, when you really look into it, it's all about global M2 liquidity. This is what I'll be keeping my eye on. This is what many crypto investors talk about on YouTube and on X. So keep your eye on it. Historically, there's been a big correlation between global M2 and the price of Bitcoin. Then I'm also looking at the ISM manufacturing index over in the US. This is a good indication of the state of the economy over in the US. Now, below 50 is a bad sign, above 50 is a good sign. As you can see, back in 2021, we got to around 64. Once this reading gets to around 60, I'll be thinking about taking profits personally. Technical analysis on TradingView. Personally, I use SMAs and simple moving average. I use the 50-day simple moving average and the 200-day. I also use the EMA exponential moving average, and I go for 34-day and 9-day. I use RSI, relative strength index, and volume. Then it's about market emotions. Now I mainly use the fear and greed index. So basically with the fear and greed index, go against the herd. So with extreme fear, you want to be buying the dip, especially if it gets to like 10, 15, if you can afford it. Once we get to extreme greed levels, so like 85 to 90, this is a time when I'll be looking to sell my crypto. Moving on to Bitcoin dominance, currently sat at 63%. This is far too high. Historically, when Bitcoin dominance gets to between 45 and 50%, this is a good time to sell. So keep your eye on Bitcoin dominance. I also use others dominance and other data I'm using. I'm keeping up to date with what's going on. Now for me personally, I use YouTube. I'm reading articles on TradingView and I use X. Also, I retail in. If retail are in, I'm probably looking to get out. If retail are in, look at the app charts on Apple. If Coinbase or Binance are near the top, you know that retail are in. Or if you're getting loads of messages from friends and family, what crypto should they buy, when should they sell, etc, etc. So this is the data I'll be using over the next few months to cash out incrementally. What are you doing to take profits in crypto? Let me know below in the comments. Now, this is a bit of an afterthought, but as always, this video doesn't contain any financial advice. I'm just literally trying to help you with my 8 years of crypto experience. My zero fucks given approach to YouTube over the last year or so. So I've been doing YouTube for just over 3 years. To be honest, I've struggled because I've thought too much about what people think or what I think people think. Because when you really look into it, no one gives a toss. Not really. They've got their own problems. They're in their own little bubble. Now, the start of last year, 2024, I started to take YouTube seriously. So I was trying to get better with my content. And to do that, I was trying to learn from the experts like Gary Vee. And every video I seemed to watch, he was talking about having a zero fucks given approach. Not caring about what other people think, basically. Trying to be more of your authentic self. So that's what I've done in 2024. Now, I hit social media hard last year. I've done well over 500 videos, mainly TikToks, mainly YouTube Shorts, trying to encourage people to focus on education and to actually invest. It didn't really work, if I'm being honest. I burned myself out. I got frustrated. I didn't get the results I was hoping for because, yes, I want to help people on YouTube and on my school community, but if I'm being honest, I want to make a living from YouTube because I want to do something I love, something I've got passion for. I don't want to continue in a job until I'm 65 or 70 in a job I've got zero passion for. So this zero fucks given approach that I learned from Gary Vee didn't really work for me. And the main reason is because I kept doing the same thing. I was doing 3 videos a day, literally every day, but I was doing the same thing. Talking about education, talking about the importance of investing, a little bit about news, but I wasn't looking back and actually reflecting, seeing what worked, using trial and error. So yes, if you've got a dream, push hard, but don't do what I've done. Don't spend a full year doing the same thing with average results. So this is just to give you a bit of background about me and my social media journey so far. So I'm using YouTube and my school communities to help people with my 24 years experience. Now, it hasn't worked so far. What I need to do is I need to change things more. I need to think about what I've been doing and look at the data. What's been working, what hasn't been working. Now, my new approach is to just focus on YouTube. Forget about TikTok, forget about Facebook, and just focus on YouTube. And one of the things I'm doing is doing 2 to 3 videos a week to get the reps in. And I'm also going live. I'm doing a live stream 3 times a week, literally just to get the reps in. So to learn from me, yes, be resilient, but you've got to focus on the data. See what's working, see what's not working. Don't just spend a full year like I did last year doing the same thing over and over again. So to finish off, we're going to look at mindset and how getting this right can really help you win in crypto. So basically, when you look at it from the big picture, most retail investors steam in looking for quick, easy money. It doesn't work. They don't do the research, they don't focus on education, and it normally goes tits up. They lose some or all of the money. Then they think crypto is a scam. This isn't the case, and I can tell you from experience. This was my mentality in 2017, 2018. I put 6,000 in, it went up to £30,000, and then I watched it go to almost zero. Then I spent the next 2 years sulking because I thought crypto was a scam. I wasn't happy at all, but this was 2 years of missed opportunity. Please don't make this mistake. Focus on education, learn how to pick cryptos, well-researched cryptos, and then where to store it, things like that. And I can help you with my school community. Click the link below and you'll see my about page where I tell you all about my school community. Basically, you're getting 4 crypto courses to get you from where you are now to where you need to be. So my main course, for example, Crypto Investing Made Simple, that contains 8 years of crypto experience in just 3 hours. Complete the course and ask any questions in the group. You're getting the crypto courses and you're also getting a weekly newsletter. And a big bonus for me is you're getting around other like-minded crypto investors. So get your mindset right and you've got a really good chance of doing well in crypto. If you want to steam in, look for quick, easy money, you may as well go and put the lottery on and forget about crypto. Anyway, that'll do for now. Hopefully you've got some value from this little update. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe, all the good stuff. And I really hope you do well in crypto in 2025.